We're going back to a live image we have right now. From this distance, it appears that the individual being escorted could be Nicolás Maduro, though we cannot be entirely certain yet because the camera is positioned far away. For now, we're keeping this live image on your screen. You can see military personnel and law enforcement agents directing what appears to be the ousted Venezuelan president, Nicolás Maduro. Yes, it does appear to be him. He is being escorted and is about to be placed into a helicopter stationed at the prison. From there, he will be transported to a New York City courtroom where he is scheduled to appear before a judge at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, noon today. Cameras are not allowed inside the courtroom, but reporters will be standing by to report on what happens during the proceedings. Before his capture, Maduro and his allies claimed that U.S. hostility toward him was motivated by a desire to control Venezuela's rich oil and mineral resources. According to reporting from the Associated Press, the United States seized Maduro and his wife during a military operation on Saturday, capturing them at their home on a military base. President Trump stated that the U.S. would temporarily run Venezuela, though Secretary of State Marco Rubio clarified on Sunday that the United States would not govern the country day to day except to enforce an existing oil quarantine. We're keeping this live image on your screen because we don't want to miss a moment. You can now see what appears to be Nicolás Maduro stepping into the helicopter, escorted by several agents outside the Brooklyn Detention Center. Meanwhile, President Trump, speaking aboard Air Force One yesterday, called on Colombia's president, Gustavo Petro, to stop producing and selling cocaine to the United States. This is relevant because the administration is not only focused on Venezuela, but also on other Latin American countries that Trump says pose a threat to the U.S. He also warned Venezuela to provide full access to the country or face serious consequences. A 25-page indictment against Maduro was made public on Saturday. It accuses the former Venezuelan leader and others of working with drug cartels to facilitate the shipment of thousands of tons of cocaine into the United States. If convicted, they could face life in prison. As of Sunday, it was unclear whether Maduro had hired a U.S. attorney. Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores, have been under U.S. sanctions for years, making it illegal for Americans to conduct financial transactions with them without special authorization from the Treasury Department. The indictment claims that Maduro and Venezuelan officials worked directly with the Tren de Aragua gang. However, a U.S. intelligence assessment published in April, based on input from 18 intelligence agencies, found no coordination between the gang and the Venezuelan government. Maduro, his wife, and his son, who remains free, are charged along with Venezuela's Interior and Justice Minister, a former Interior and Justice Minister, and Hector Guerrero Flores, an alleged Tren de Aragua leader who remains at large. The indictment also accuses Maduro and his wife of ordering kidnappings, beatings, and murders of individuals who owed drug money or threatened their trafficking operations, including the killing of a prominent drug boss in Caracas. Additionally, the indictment alleges that Maduro's wife accepted hundreds of thousands of dollars in bribes in 2007 to arrange a meeting between a major drug trafficker and the head of Venezuela's National Anti-Drug Office, resulting in ongoing monthly bribe payments. If you're just joining us, this is Live Now from Fox. We are showing a live image outside the Brooklyn Detention Center where Nicolás Maduro was escorted into a helicopter. He is now being transported to a federal courtroom in downtown Manhattan for his initial court appearance later today. The helicopter has now taken off, and we're staying with this live shot as Maduro is flown to the courthouse. New York City remains on high alert due to the high-profile nature of this case. According to the Associated Press, Maduro is expected to make his first appearance in a U.S. courtroom today on narco-terrorism charges. He and his wife are expected to appear briefly before a judge at noon, a required legal step that will likely begin a prolonged legal battle over whether he can be tried in the United States. As a criminal defendant, Maduro will have the same legal rights as any other person accused of a crime, including the right to a jury trial. His lawyers are expected to challenge the legality of his arrest, arguing that he is immune from prosecution as a foreign head of state. However, the U.S. does not recognize Maduro as Venezuela's legitimate leader. We are now seeing law enforcement agents exit the helicopter. It appears that Nicolás Maduro is being escorted out wearing a standard detention jumpsuit. He is being transferred into a heavily armored vehicle and will be taken to the courthouse, where his hearing is scheduled for noon Eastern Time. No cameras will be allowed inside the courthouse, but we reporters on the ground who will provide updates. We are also receiving delayed ground footage showing the same transfer we just witnessed from the air as preparations continue ahead of this highly anticipated court appearance.